I've been having a chin wag with my Wally here, and he came up with an idea, he did. He said to me, Daddy, why don't you test the battery of the IS3000 with the car battery of the car? And I said to myself, and I said to him, well, we don't want to be doing that, do we? Take the battery out of the car just to test the Ferris? He said, no, use your jump leads. Oh, and I said to him, you're not just a pretty dog after all. Oh, all right, Wally. Okay, he's not paying attention. Anyway, so I took his advice, and I thought, well, before I go around and spend whatever it might be for a new battery for my Ferris 010, which happens to be here, I'm checking all the switches on it as well at the moment, so I took the covers off. And I thought to myself, well, let's do exactly that. So we got the old leads connected to the car battery, engine's running, probably don't need to because I need a little old starter motor on this anyway. And I got that connected to the battery on the Ferris IS3000, just using jump leads like that. Okay, so if the battery of the Ferris is knackered, yeah, it should start still because obviously it'll be connected to this battery. Yeah? So basically that battery's bypassing that battery. The battery's doing nothing. It's just, you know, at the moment it's probably, you know, being charged by that battery. Probably. But it's not going to hold the charge, it seems, because I did my little test, did the test to see whether it worked, and he was right, you know. He was right. I could have, well, spent money on other stuff. But it looks like the battery is completely and utterly kaput. Yeah. So I'll show you. So I've got to sit on the seat while I do it. Otherwise the switches don't cut in. Cool. You know, because I've got these, like, say OPC, operator presence control switches all over it. You have to make sure the handles are out, the brake is on, which it is down there, and I've got to sit on the seat. I won't have to bypass that one because it's flipping annoying. Anyway, so we're going to try and start. The cover's on, so I'm not going to start. Just want to see whether or not the Bendix or the starter motor turns the flywheel. Yeah, because I took the cover off. That's a starter down there. If you have a look, can you see that? Let's bring it down a bit. Other way, Marks, other way. There you go. If you look here, that's the starter motor. Okay, that starter motor is well, it's basically turned on by yeah, by the solenoid, which happens to be there. Can you see that? Oh God, what am I doing? Let me try and bring it in a better angle, shall I? Yeah, hold it down here. That's better. There we go. Or maybe not. This is all because I've got to sit in the seat, you see. Anyway, there it is. Let's bring your jack down. Let's try again. Let's try again. I'm trying again. Okay, alright, now you can see it. That's the starter motor, and that's the starter motor body. That's the Bendix on the top, and it requires enough thrust to drive the Bendix up into gear. As you can see at the moment, it hasn't got back down again. It should really go down. Normally it would do, because once the engine starts, the Bendix would be thrown back down again. And at the moment it's not. So I'm going to take the starter motor off it and clean that Bendix up, because I think that's sticking. That should really go straight back down again, but it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's a bit naughty, isn't it? Let's just see if we can turn it out of the way a little bit. So, like that, see? So when the engine starts, the Bendix throws itself back down again out of the way of the ring gear. Because obviously it's be spinning around. You don't want the starter motor constantly running, do you? Be a bit silly. Well, because potentially it'd end up trying to charge in the opposite direction if that gets stuck. If it is a permanent magnet motor, that is. But anyway, that's another story. So on here is the solenoid, right? That's the thing that switches the starter motor on. So basically when I turn the key in ignition, the ignition comes on, and then I'm going to start, and then puts power to that, operates the actual solenoid, which then engages the starter motor. But there hasn't been enough oomph to get that flicking round to start the engine at all. Well, nothing at all actually, but it was nothing. So if I try and start it now with the engine running of the car and on the leads connected to the battery, see what happens. See, it does it now. I don't want to start it because I've got the oil riser isn't connected. It's just flopping about here, you see, because it's usually joined to the cover. But see, it starts. Yeah, so it tells me. I'm mumbling now. Sorry about that. So basically, what that tells me is that the actual battery's knackered. So if you want to test your battery and it doesn't start on jump leads, well, you know it's something to do with the starter motor or the switches or something on the actual machine itself. So I'll tell you what I'm going to go and do. I'm going to go and buy another battery. Oh, okay. Ta-ta. Have a lovely day. I thought I pressed a button, but I didn't. Oh dear. Sounds like my sex life. Oh,